Golden Bachelor star defends Mel Owens' shallow comments. July 22, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. The second season of The Golden Bachelor is months away from airing, but Mel Owens is already unpopular. Fans of the franchise were initially all in on a new season, but then the new lead made some comments that were deemed inappropriate. The first Golden Bachelor, Jerry Turner, spoke up in defense of the shallow comments. ABC sets Golden Bachelor Season 2 premiere date. Jerry Turner and Teresa Nist's fairy tale story on The Golden Bachelor didn't have a happy ending. They got engaged during the season finale, followed by a TV wedding 2 months later. But their marriage didn't even last 6 months. They announced that they were divorcing just 4 months after millions of viewers watched them tie the knot. Bachelor Nation fans thought the spin-off couldn't be saved after that, but ABC thought otherwise. The network thought they found the perfect man to take over as lead. They chose former NFL player Mel Owens as the next Golden Bachelor. They recently revealed that Season 2 will premiere on Wednesday, September 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern. It moves to its regular time slot at 9 p.m. Eastern the next week. But some angry fans of the franchise have vowed not to watch. Why fans plan to boycott? Very little information about Mel Owens was revealed when he was announced as the next Golden Bachelor. He had become a successful lawyer after retiring from the NFL. He had previously been married for nearly 20 years and has 2 sons. Mel Owens did not make a good first impression in his first interview after he was announced as the next lead. He gave a disastrous podcast interview where he said he told producers that he only wanted women between the ages of 45 and 60. He recalled warning the producers that he would send home any women over 60. The former pro football player also made it clear that he wanted someone who was fit and active. Mel Owens and the entire franchise were met with swift backlash after the podcast went viral. There was even speculation that ABC was going to replace him for Season 2. That clearly didn't happen. The Golden Bachelor reportedly starts filming this week. Some Bachelor Nation fans refuse to watch the new season. ABC revealed the potential cast list for Season 2, and it's important to note that most of the women are over 60. Jerry Turner defends Mel Owens' shallow comments. Several Bachelor Nation stars have spoken up in Mel Owens' defense, including Kathy Swartz. The first Golden Bachelor, Jerry Turner, told TMZ in June that it would be a mistake to add an age limit to the contestants. He doubled down on that during a new interview with Fox News Digital. "I think he will see the grace and the charm of women who are over 60 and the confidence they carry, and I think he'll have a change of heart," Jerry said. He also defended ABC's casting process. "I don't think they would be casting a person who has that shallow of a perspective," he said. Jerry Turner suggested that Mel Owens' comments were taken out of context. Will you watch the new Golden Bachelor season now that it's been revealed that Mel Owens' age limit wasn't enforced? Golden Bachelor star defends Mel Owens' shallow comments. The real story behind the viral moment. The comment heard round Bachelor Nation. It was the kind of moment reality television producers pray for, a cocktail party confession that lit the internet on fire. Mel Owens, the soft-spoken yet striking 64-year-old widow from San Diego, had sailed through the first 3 episodes of The Golden Bachelor without much controversy. She was elegant, emotionally intelligent, and, by all accounts, one of the most sincere women vying for Chalk Hendrick's heart. But all that changed during a now infamous group date confession. In a moment captured mid-toast, Mel looked directly at Chalk and said, "I just don't want to end up with someone who lets themselves go. I need attraction. I don't care how old we are. I want sexy. Sorry if that's shallow." The camera panned to shocked expressions, the music dropped, and the world collectively gasped. Bachelor Nation's verdict was swift and brutal. #MelIsShallow began trending on X, formerly Twitter, within an hour. Reddit threads dissected her surface-level values. Instagram Reels replayed the moment with dramatic slow-mo and clown music overlays. And podcasts were already queuing up Mel as their next punching bag. But what viewers didn't expect was who came to her defense. Not a fan, not a family member. No, it was Golden Bachelor frontrunner Paula Winters, the 66-year-old retired art professor who had won America's heart with her raw vulnerability and powerhouse wisdom. Her surprise support sent shockwaves across the fandom and forced everyone to ask, was Mel Owens actually misunderstood? Paula breaks her silence. Paula was the last person anyone expected to back Mel. By episode 4, she'd emerged as the wise sage of the season, an emotional compass in a sea of reality TV turbulence. She offered comfort to contestants after rose ceremonies, mediated petty arguments, and never missed a chance to quote Rumi or bell hooks. So, when Good Morning America announced that Paula would appear live just 2 days after Mel's comment aired, everyone assumed it would be to distance herself from the controversy. They were wrong. I think Mel said something honest. Brutally honest? Yes. Poorly timed? Also yes. But let's stop pretending attraction doesn't matter, at any age, Paula said, looking dead into the camera. What she said was not about vanity. It was about wanting to feel desired. And I think all of us feel that way, whether we admit it or not. The internet screeched to a halt. A hashtag war erupted, hashtag Team Paula versus hashtag She Said Shallow. Suddenly, this was no longer a scandal. It was a cultural moment. The woman behind the words. To understand Mel Owens, you had to know her story. Before stepping into the Golden Bachelor mansion, she had lived a quiet life as a retired dental hygienist and ballroom dance instructor. Her late husband, Roger, passed away 6 years earlier after a long battle with Parkinson's. They'd been married for 33 years. Her grief had been invisible. Her beauty had become armor. And beneath that surface, behind the tight dresses, perfect blonde curls, and polished nails, was someone terrified of invisibility. I just didn't want to become someone who disappears, she confessed in a later unseen interview aired on the After the Golden Rose special. My husband never stopped complimenting me, even when he could barely speak. And I miss that. I miss feeling beautiful. She wiped away tears and whispered something raw. I'm not shallow. I'm just scared. Paula and Mel's unseen bond. What many viewers didn't know was that Paula and Mel had forged a quiet, unexpected friendship behind the scenes. They often took morning walks together before filming began, shared coffee in the mansion's quietest corner, talked about their husbands, their fears, their aging bodies. Paula told People magazine, "We weren't competitors, we were mirrors. She showed me that it's okay to want passion again. That's not vanity, that's life." According to producers, Paula was one of the few women who heard Mel say those infamous words during the toast and didn't flinch. She gave me a look, not of judgment, but of recognition. That's why Paula defended her, not out of loyalty, but because she understood the truth behind the comment. Chalk's dilemma. As the storm swirled online, Chalk Hendricks, the 72-year-old retired Navy pilot and Golden Bachelor himself, was facing his own inner battle. He liked Mel. No, he was drawn to Mel. She reminded him of his first love. She had fire, elegance, and beneath her perfectionistic exterior was a heart full of passion. But he was also a man grieving the recent loss of his wife. He wanted substance, softness, a sense of peace. And that's why he felt conflicted. I didn't want to eliminate her, he admitted in a post-show interview, but I was afraid our connection was more physical than emotional, and I didn't know if she could open her heart. When asked if Paula's defense of Mel changed his mind, Chalk paused. It didn't change my mind, it opened it. The second chance date. 2 episodes later, producers pulled an unexpected twist. A second chance one-on-one for Mel Owens. Bachelor Nation was stunned. Mel returned to the mansion, this time sans makeup and in a sweatshirt and jeans. No lashes, no designer heels, just Mel. I wanted him to see me, she said in her confessional, not the curated version. The date was quiet, a small picnic in a vineyard. No helicopters, no hot tubs, just 2 people, talking, laughing, crying. I said the wrong thing in the wrong way, Mel told Chalk, but I wasn't lying. I want to feel desired. I want to be loved not despite my age, but through it. Chalk took her hand. That's not shallow. That's human. The women respond. What followed was something rarely seen on reality TV: healing. Mel stood in front of the women, some still bruised from her comment, and apologized. "I was afraid, so I used vanity as a shield. I'm sorry," she said, voice trembling. Some women nodded, others cried. One walked out. But Paula, of course, stood by her side. "We're all messy," she said. "We're all just trying to be seen." The reunion special. At the Golden Bachelor Women's Tell-All special, the moment was revisited in full force. Clips were replayed, social media reactions were read aloud. The tension was palpable. Then came Paula. "We tear women down for being too emotional, then too cold, too insecure, then too vain. At some point, we need to admit it's impossible to be the right kind of woman in every room," she said. Mel said something that triggered people because it touched on the fear we all carry, that we'll age out of love, out of visibility, out of desire. The audience stood in applause. Mel, sitting just a seat away, wiped her eyes. "I didn't expect anyone to defend me, least of all her." After the roses. Though Mel didn't win Chalk's final rose, that went to the graceful widow Evelyn Marston. She left the show with something she never expected: closure, confidence, and clarity. She and Paula remained close friends. And when Mel was invited to appear on Dancing with the Stars Senior Edition, guess who choreographed her Viennese waltz? That's right, Paula. "We are more than what we've survived," Mel wrote in a now viral Instagram post. "We are still worthy of love, attraction, and forgiveness, especially from ourselves." The cultural shift. In the months following the season finale, academic panels, podcasts, and op-eds dissected the Mel Owens moment. Feminist writers lauded Paula's defense as a masterclass in female solidarity. Therapists used it to open conversations about aging, body image, and desirability. Even former Bachelor leads chimed in. "What Mel said, that's how a lot of us feel, but are too afraid to admit it," tweeted Claire Crawley. Good for her, and good for Paula for having her back. A new era of reality TV. Because of this moment, The Golden Bachelor saw a format shift for its next season: longer conversations, more candid vulnerability, fewer production gimmicks. And when it came time to cast the first-ever Golden Bachelorette, the call went out to none other than Paula Winters. Full circle. On Paula's premiere night as the Golden Bachelorette, the limo doors opened and out stepped her first suitor. It wasn't Chalk. It wasn't a stranger. It was Roger Owens Jr., Mel's 42-year-old son. Holding a rose and wearing a cheeky grin, he said, "My mom said you changed her life. I figured I should meet the woman behind the magic." The camera zoomed in on Paula's stunned expression, and just before the commercial break, she whispered with a smile, "Looks like I'm not the only one who sees her beauty." And Bachelor Nation lost its mind all over again.